Hello, and welcome to another transmission from the Velvet Revolution. You are welcome to join us on episode 63, and the letter K is where you find us today. Um, you're welcome, whoever you are, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for taking part in our conversation. My name is Ben Rice, and I'm joined, as ever, by Dave Noble. How you doing, Dave?
Awful.
Really?
No, I just thought I'd say something different for a change. But
Okay.
I do feel there is a little strand of awful in there,
Yeah.
Yeah, top heavy work. So anyone at home, I'm sure you can relate. When you just feel overstretched, bloated
Mhm.
by work,
Okay.
strained, you know. When your belly is so stretched. Anyone that's any women out there that have had pregnancy. You'll know that feeling when your belly is so bloatedly stretched, your belly button's about to fall off. Metaphorically speaking, that's how I feel.
Bursting at the seams.
Yeah, ready to go into. I feel like I'm in labor, actually.
Yeah.
Tenuous labor, long drawn out labor of love, because it is a labor of love, because it's the work I do is a labor of love.
Right.
And it has meaning, it has depth, and it has purpose and substance. But it is at times very, very tenuous and all consuming.
Hmm.
And that's what I mean by I feel awful in the sense that I don't currently have my own sense of life that I like to have, which is, I do a bit of work in the mornings and I go out and I'm free to do whatever the hell I want to do for the rest of the day. And that's my life. That's my lifestyle choice. And that's how I work. That's how I roll.
Hmm.
And I don't work every day, and my weekends are very vacant to me to do what I want. But at the moment, it seems like I'm just every day it's like there's something I've got to freaking do. I'm spinning plates. But I've chosen to do that. I've taken it on. It is a choice, people. It is a choice. No, no, you don't understand. I've got to pay the bills. I've got to do this. Well, stop fucking subscribing to everything then. It's your choice. You got a mortgage. It's your choice. You
Hmm.
had fucking five kids. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe someone talked you into it. And it wasn't your choice. And you got fucking mind fucked by someone. Maybe that was your partner. And it sounded like a good idea at the time. Maybe you was in Las Vegas on a fucking jolly up and you decided to have five kids all in one night with different women.
Right.
And that is some people's stories,
Hmm.
maybe. Jerry Springer, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's me. That's my check-in. That
Slightly critical of people's lifestyle choices there, you know.
yeah, it's a choice. And I do have a massive amount of empathy for people that their circumstances not granted them the choice, and that there is no choice. But for a lot of people, it's your fucking choice. Live with it or change it. And I'm
Yeah.
not saying disband from your family and fuck your kids off.
Disband the five children, send them out to the corners of the world,
No, just get them
break the
do what
band up.
do what a lot of smart cultures do. Get a business and get all your kids to work for you. And you put your
You're
feet
not
up.
saying run off with Yoko Ono. That's not what you're saying.
No,
No.
definitely not.
Okay.
Definitely don't do that. That's not the answer.
Right.
That aside, I'm managing to grab a bit of throttle therapy where I can. For anyone that's just joined us, that means, revving the throttle of a motorbike and going out and just having a nice little leisurely old man cruise along the lanes, which just gives me so much joy and sense of freedom, and a weightlessness to it, a flow state that I love. It's meditation for me. I love it. No one can bother me when I'm on my bike. I'm not one of them weirdos. Sorry, I don't mean to call you weirdos. Anyone that rides a bike with headphones inside the lid, talking to people. I mean, I don't know how anyone can hear you with all that racket going on.
People,
Doesn't.
I just presume people have, if they had headphones and they were listening to music, you're saying people have conversations.
Yeah,
Mm.
they have monitor sets. These it's a bit like, CBs back in the 80s or 70s or 60s, whatever CB era was, where it's like breaker breaker, is roadkill there. Yeah, yeah,
Chips.
Roger. Yeah, chips, all that vibes. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, headsets. When I did my test, the instructors had put a headset on me. I couldn't hear what the fuck they were saying. And I was in the lead. I had to lead the fucking pack and go out because they're watching what you're doing. And the comms broke down, so I didn't know where I was going. Or I was just not following any instruction. I was just
Mm.
like making it up as I was going along
So how did you pass?
because I got on with the instructors.
Oh, okay. All right.
And I had some skill, obviously, that warranted me passing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, excuse me. Excuse me. So yeah, life's good. I'm having a little bit of a grumble as always, but life's freaking great, man. I'm living my best life.
Mm.
Living my best life. And I do get compensated for the awful part of not having my life in its full capacity by having to, give some of that away to other people's chaos for my work, and what I have to do, my involvement of that. Because there's a transaction, a financial transaction to what I do. Not
Hmm.
always. Sometimes I give my time freely, but yeah, it helps pay for. It helps me be able to not work full time when Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's all relevant.
There's a fluidity to your work. Yeah,
Yeah, very
you have
fluid.
times of extreme pressure and busyness, and then there's times where you can just.
Yeah, it's a bit like my cistern in the toilet. It's sometimes it's just getting flushed all the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't require a lot of flushing.
Okay.
And once in a blue moon, you got to get the plunger out.
Do you think you're in a plunger moment at this moment in time,
I
metaphorically
I
speaking?
did put an SOS call out to my mate Nick G because
Okay.
he's the guy that I'm the guy that people call when you know they need shit sorting,
Right.
and then Nick's the guy that I call when I'm like, Nick, help me out. He's the guy that I send in. He's like the fucking cavalry for the cavalry.
Right.
He's like
Okay.
the cleanup guy.
Yeah. The Harvey Keitel.
Yeah,
He's going to come in and just
yeah,
burn all the evidence. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm the cool, calm, calculated one. Nick's the cleanup guy.
Right.
When it gets really moppy, like messy, and he needs to get the mop and bucket out.
Okay.
Metaphorically speaking, we're not talking literally. Anyway, how are you?
How am I? I'm really good. Yeah, as you can see, I'm in slightly different surroundings.
Terracotta orange, or
Mm,
whatever you'd call it in the background there, the walls.
yeah. I have come down to your neck of the woods, and I have rented an Airbnb for a period of time to totally de-stress and recharge after similar blockages in my life. Yeah, school holidays have begun, and that means I can just switch off. So I'm feeling very relaxed, very calm. Um, yeah,
It does that to you. It does it to you, doesn't it? This sea air.
yeah, yeah, it really does.
Inst
It's nice to be down and have sunshine and be next to the sea and just be able to walk and actually, like you said, it's that ability to control your own time. I
yeah.
find really beneficial just to be able to go. Actually, I don't need to do anything. I'd like
No,
to do things, but there's also the choice to just do nothing, and it's not always easy to do that. Sometimes it's hard just to do nothing um, because what I do, I sort of feel, oh God, there's an anxiety builds up, there's guilt because it's like, oh, I should be doing something. I've got so much to do, and actually, no, Just leave it all.
I mean, that's a very common thing. Anyone at home listening, do you relate? Do you relate? You know, when you're sitting around, you got like, oh right, hang on, I've got nothing to do, and you suddenly feel like I should be doing something.
Mm,
It's like guilt sets in. It's like, no, hang
mm,
on, no, 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 no. There's a Buddhist saying, don't do today what you could do tomorrow.
mm.
Let it slide, man. There's nothing you need to do. I mean, there's certain things you might have to do, but other than those commitments, if you find yourself sitting there going, oh, got nothing to do. And I think a lot of humans, myself included, can easily busy ourselves and find something to distract ourselves from the simple task of doing fuck all. Because that's seen and deemed as we've probably had it drummed into our heads by elders along the way, whether that's our parents or teachers or fucking whoever's saying that's idle,
Mm.
that's procrastination, that's lazy. You'll never get anywhere in life, son, if you have that attitude. It's like, fuck off, papa. I'm just saying that. I've not never said that to my father, my dad. I would never say that, but someone might have said that out there.
I definitely think there is a. I don't know if it's unique to our culture, but definitely the West. It feels like your worth is calculated by how hard you work, how much you do,
Yeah.
as opposed to how much you don't do.
We're in a culture of doing instead of
Mm,
being.
yeah.
We like to do instead of just be. Have a think about that, people. Are you just living your life doing because you've been told you need to do and that you need to be doing? Or are you a beer? Have you worked out? Have you gone against the grain and gone, ah, fuck doing? I want to be. Just want to
Mm.
be. I'm a beer. Leave me alone. To be. Just be.
I don't know why, but that makes me think of that bloke we saw on the beach yesterday with the sunglasses and the big grey beard, just lying on his lounger. He just was happy being him, wasn't he?
He
There
was a
was something
beer.
about him. There was a contentment to him.
He was a dude. I mean,
Mm,
I was saying, when I like that guy looks like a freaking sort of dad that, he's a cool looking dad vibes, and I bet his daughter's mates, I'm guessing here, were all like, "Oh, your dad's well fit. He's well buff, well hench." Wouldn't like mind getting on your old man, and she'd be like, "Sort it out. He's fucking. That's gross. That's my dad." You know, he looked like
mm.
he was one of them, wasn't he?
He was one of them, yeah.
He
He
was
looked very, very
what?
content where he'd got to in life.
Yeah, he was a dilf or or a filth. Is it a dilf or a filth? It's a milf for a mum, isn't it?
I think it's a DILF.
Dilf. God, your dad's well dilf. Yeah, he was just busy being dilf.
Yeah.
He was like just the core essence being of dilf man,
Hmm.
bronzed dilf Adonis. Should we get on with it anyway?
Yeah.
Are you checked in, do you feel?
I feel like, yeah, I'm as checked in as I'm going to be today.
Right, let's get going. Let's do it. Let's get into something.
Okay.
So what we're doing?
We are doing the letter K, and I believe it's my choice, I think K is gonna not. It doesn't have much, does it? No, didn't think it did.
K
Uh,
for
hmm,
Kilimanjaro.
yeah, Kilimanjaro is not on the list. Actually, there's slightly more K's than there were J's. So, right, K, we have kudos, we have knowledgeable, we have kooky, we have karma, which we've already done. Check it out. We have know all, we have kind, we have keen, we have killjoy, we have kindred, we have kindness, and we have kinky. And we've already done
Oh,
kindness as well. So if we've done kindness, does that mean we've done kind as well?
get really kind.
Okay. It really doesn't leave much.
We could do kinky.
Mm. I think you've already been there with your description of the man on the beach. Uh, right, let's go kudos.
Kudos. Kudos. Kudos. Kudos to ya. Kudos to ya. MC Kudos in the house. DJ Kudos in the mix. On the ones and twos. Is there a band called Kudos?
No,
How do you know?
well, they might be.
You're
There's a football player called
called
Kudos.
Kudos.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, he plays for Tottenham. He was at West Ham.
Kudos.
Mm,
I heard Spain won the World Cup,
they did. It
and I
was a
heard that.
really, really boring game.
Yeah, I mean, I shared with you, didn't I? Just quickly, I want to get into this quickly before we get into the Kudos thing. I made the mistake, big error. I haven't watched any of the football. Couldn't give two fucks, right? Couldn't give five fucks actually, right?
Mm.
And I just couldn't. And I kind of, you know, made the error of. I knew it was the semis. I knew it was on, and I knew it was into half time, second half, right? And I don't know, there's something in me just thought, just possibly, if I go on and just check it out, I might witness England for the first time ever qualifying for a World Cup final since 1966. And there was one strain of give a fuck that made me download the app. And TV license people, anyone went for it? Yes, listen to what I'm saying, right? So this is going to validate what I'm about to say to back up and support my case when you try and find me for using BBC iPlayer for 25 minutes. Because literally the very next day, and yes, I did press I have a license when I haven't got one. All right, I'll put my hands up. All right, I'm owning that. All right, I pressed yes when I haven't got a license. Just so I could support my country in qualifying into the World Cup because every person supporting that cause, it's a national, we need it. So don't come at me with your threats that I need a TV license because I've been using your channel. Granted, I did use it for 25 minutes. But look, let me tell you now, I regret it. And I will never, ever, ever use you again or watch England in any World Cup tournament again because they just haven't got the heart in the way that Argentina and all these great teams have. They've got fear. Their
Hmm.
heart has got fear in it. They've got heart. I have no doubt they've got heart and spirit and enthusiasm. But without that absolute mindset, unshakable mindset that you can do things, you are going to do it, and we're going to win it, you will always come short. And that's applicable, people at home listening, to anything in life. It doesn't have to be the World Cup. If you do not have that belief, that self belief, you're always going to feel like you don't quite meet the measure and you're going to feel pretty shit about that. It's mindset. And what I bared witness to was a lack of positive mental attitude to get the job done. They just had fear. It was fear based.
Yep.
And a big part of that was steered by Thomas Tickle, their manager.
I don't think it was.
Do you know?
No, I think he was reacting to the fear in the players. I think he couldn't do anything else.
Good point. Yes, so he's vibing. So as a good manager,
Yeah.
he's trying to maintain, contain a fear-based. I relate to because what I saw is what's in my work. I know it on a psychology level, on a I've got I just fucking know. I'm working with fear all the time. And this is what I have to do. I have to work with people's mindsets and I have to flip them from what I'm talking about into a positive mental attitude of I can do this. I believe I am going to do this. And when you can instill that self-belief in someone that it is possible, that I can do anything, that's when you change the outcome and results happen. And they don't have it.
Well, maybe if he'd, I think as a team they'd already decided, oh my god, what we're doing, we're winning against Argentina,
They don't know what
and
to
they were
do with
scared,
it.
and they
Yeah.
had already started playing like quite defensively. I wonder whether he could have just, rather than bringing on more defenders, whether he'd just gone, yeah, sod it, thrown on the attack, and see if he could have changed that. So maybe I think
Mm.
it's a mixture of the two.
Yeah. Anyway, it's with regret. I watched it. I'll never get that 25 minutes back. And TV license people, I'm not prepared to pay £1,000 fine or pay for a license. I'm hands up. I was just curious. I was trying to back up my country, and I
Okay.
got it wrong.
Yeah,
I will do better.
yeah. Well, I stupidly watched the whole final last night as well. So
Oh,
that
you
was,
poor sod.
yeah, that was poor.
Yeah. I mean, look,
So,
it's like someone who's trying to quit a habit. Like,
mm,
let's use alcohol, right? It's like a newly sober person. England football team are like a newly sober person who's like, and their goal lead and their chance to win the semi-finals, get into the finals was like, oh my God, I can do it. I've managed to do a week sober, and they're like, but then they don't know what to do with it, and then they fold and relapse and just get absolutely hammered because
do you think that's what he should have done at the rehydration break? Still with 20 minutes to go, he should just still give them like a few pints of lager because then they might have lost their
Yeah,
fear. Do you think
yeah,
that's why
maybe.
we have such a problem with alcohol in this country?
I don't know, but it's no coincidence that back in 1966 and the likes of George Best, that sort of era, golden age, where people at half time would like yakking their guts up into a fucking bucket because they've been down the boozer that morning, and they're quickly having 10 fags, like having a quick smoke before they have to go on and do the second half. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Socks round the ankles, no shin pads, no fucking nothing, none of this stuff that they've got now. You
right.
know, they were just like true brawn grit, and I just think they had that. What it is, my theory is, the reason 1966 was such a fucking golden era, and it was the only time in history so far that England have managed to pull it off, is because it was just post World War Two, and,
Okay.
and we'd won a war, and it was just it's the Churchill thing of like, we're gonna get victory, we're gonna do this, and that's like a fucking long time ago that we was in that mindset. It's changed a lot. Even if you look at the way people grew up, there's a very different mentality post-war.
Mm.
Then people were bitching and griping about how hard they got it now. They're fucking shut up. We're living in luxury at the moment. We can have anything we want whenever we want it. So I just feel like there's no sense of it's all taken for
Reality.
granted. Yeah, reality.
I watched, Sam Neill passed away this week, which was really
Yeah, I heard
sad.
about that.
Yeah,
Jurassic Park, right?
yeah. Hunt for the Wildebeest or Wilder People. It's a great
Yeah.
film. That's one of my faves. Anyway, there was a clip of him being asked by someone about what advice his parents had given him. What was the best piece of advice his parents had given him? It was on social media, and it was a really beautiful clip because he got quite moved by the fact he was thinking about his parents, I guess, and but yeah, it really got to him. But he was talking about this time when he was at university, and he was in his first year at university, and he said that he was more interested in social. So he wasn't really paying any attention to his studies, and he was just meeting girls and drinking a lot and partying and yeah, not really doing anything that he should be doing. And it got to the end of the year, and he was like, he needed to pass this test, otherwise he was going to fail his first year. And I can't remember I think he rang his mum or went and met with his mum and sort of explained all this to her. And it's like, what do I do? What do I do? And his mum just said, pull yourself together. She said, sort it out, you
Yeah.
know, get a grip. Like what do you want me to do about it? Like this is your choice. This is what you're in control of. You've chosen to do this for a year. So now what are you gonna do about it?
Yeah.
And he said it was just sort of like the wake up call he needed. And he was like, I presume he didn't actually say what happened at the end, but I presume he carried on and got
Mm,
what he needed. And I think you're right. I think there's a large part of that where we're looking for someone else to provide us with answers. We're looking for someone else to solve the problem.
yeah.
And actually, quite often well, I'd say all the time, actually, it's normally us that can solve the problem.
I was the same having a work call before this, before we recorded, and it's just like I've got to continue that after we record. I'm in a little work sandwich right now, and you're the filling. And
The crowd
and
paste.
yeah, and I was just saying, exactly that. This guy who thinks he's like a victim of his circumstance. I'm like, yeah, damn right you are. Of course you are. But that's fucking years ago. What point are you gonna fucking spin it, flip the narrative? You know, this is what I'm talking about. It's mindset. It's attitude. Like, at what point are you going to step up and fucking change the story? Oh, but it's too hard. I can't do it. Bullshit. I've done it. There's loads of people that do it. I've got witnesses. I've bared witness to so many people that spin a narrative and flip the narrative. It's a choice. That's what I'm saying. It's a fucking choice. Oh no, it's not. You don't understand. You don't know how hard it is for me. And bullshit. I know loads of people that have had it way worse than you, right?
Mm.
Stop fucking being a victim. Step up, save yourself. No one else is going to do it. At what point are you going to step into the role of writing your new story? You fucking twat. You need to punch him in the nose with a little, you fucking twat.
Yeah.
You need a little wake up call. Should we get back to kudos?
Yeah, what does it say in the big book? Because I chose it because I don't really know what it means, other than
I
well,
think
you
there's,
give people kudos.
I
Is
think
it
there's a
good to
not.
give?
Sorry, keep going. Sorry.
Is it? I mean, is it just that? Is it just like you give people respect for doing a good thing?
I think it's a nightclub in Faliraki, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah,
Or
that as
somewhere
well.
like that. It sounds like it. I've never been to Faliraki, but it sounds like a nightclub in Faliraki. Or what's the other one? What's the other place? There's a lot of places that got Kudos or
Torremolinos.
Torremolinos. Right, hang on. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Kudos. Praise and honor.
Mm. Is that
Praise.
it?
Yeah. Doesn't give any examples, nothing. Just
Praise
praise
and
and
honor.
honor. Kudos. Kudos to you. I see you. It's a little nod, a bow. I bow down to you. Well done. Kudos. I praise you. I think I have a lot of honor. Is that right thing? I have a lot of honor for you. I honor your experience of. I don't know. How would you say it? What was the honor part?
Praise and honor. I honor. Yeah, I honor what you do, who you are, how
Yeah.
you are.
Mm. Praise I get.
Yeah.
And I get what honor means, but in the context of, because kudos is for someone else, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it's kudos for, I can praise, celebrate, honor my own achievements or experience or whatever I deem to be praised or honored or celebrated. It's like, yeah, I'll take kudos for that. Thank you. I feel like I've accomplished something. I'm going to own it. And yeah, damn right, I'm going to own it. Kudos. And then for someone else, it's like, if England had got into the World Cup, it'd be like, kudos, man. Fair play. Yeah. And if I got a fine off of the bloody Beeb for using their thing to watch it, I wouldn't be so bitter.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm finding it hard to have kudos for them.
And if they'd won the whole thing, then they would probably have been honoured by
The
the
world
by the
over.
world and given titles and medals and
Mm.
stuff, wouldn't
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, there'd be MBEs, a lot of them.
they? Mm.
But look, what I'm saying, for anyone listening, if you bother to turn up every time or you're just listening to this right now, the way I talk about things and the way I see things and the way I feel about things, my relation, my perception, and my opinion of things, it doesn't mean I'm right. I'm not walking around fucking deluded enough to think that what I'm saying is. It's like, it's just the way that I banter. I mean, this is a fucking podcast, for fuck's sake. It's a broadcast where we just go into a mix of exploration, a dissection. If you're not sure, read the fucking description. It'll tell you. We are just trying to explore this mad, crazy thing that's called humanity and how we relate to that. And it's just the way I see things. Sometimes objectively, sometimes subjectively, and sometimes there's a mishmash. Sometimes it's surreal and abstract and just whimsical and throwaway comments, or just for not effects, but I'm just throwing things in to disrupt, not to harm or, you know, to shock. It's just the way I am. It's how I am. It's how I work as well, and it's really effective in my work. So I'm just being authentic to how I am off camera, off
Disruptor.
mic, a little
Would
bit.
that would that be your Mexican wrestling name?
Yeah, the disruptor, corruptor, eruptor.
I give
Welcome into the ring, the eruptor of corruption and disruption.
I give you kudos for your disruptive qualities. Do you give
Someone,
yourself
so,
kudos? Do you give
yeah, I do.
yourself? Do you
I
give
do.
yourself? Do you praise yourself? Do you honor
Yeah, yeah,
yourself?
yeah, in subtle ways, little nuanced ways, and a lot of it is I reward myself with a lot of R&R.
Hmm.
Um, I say thank you when it's recognized, so I own it.
Mm.
Um, I have the self-awareness and the humility to know that I can turn it on and off when I need to. I can read a room, a situation, so I don't have just one mode and it's just that and it's on all the time. Because some people, the sort, anyone listening at home, there's some people that just have one mode, it's on all the time, and it's go time all the time. And there's no flexibility or malleability with their character or their style of delivery of being a human being. I've got I'm a multifaceted diamond, man. I've always say that, and it's just many parts to it and this is just part of it. So yeah, kudos, definitely. I have kudos, but I've got to be measured with that. Because if you give someone too much kudos, it's that old saying, you blow enough smoke up someone's arse. What's the rest of it?
I don't know what happens.
I don't know.
They inflate.
I don't know.
They become a smoke bomb.
I don't know. But if you tell someone this is what celebrity is all about, on the most part, my understanding of it is you tell someone they're fucking amazing enough, they go from being humble with that and being able to measure in a healthy way the kudos they feel for that, their own self sense of praise and honoring that. And it can get really unhealthy and unrealistic and
Mm.
inflated and grandiose and yeah, inflated. It just becomes, you can't get their head through the door.
That fine line between humility and arrogance.
Yeah.
Like I don't think. What were we talking about? I was talking about this the other day. This idea that like we, I, it was around the football again, I think. But I was talking about people like Cristiano Ronaldo,
Hmm.
and Zlatan Ibrahimovic. These footballers that have an incredible sense of self, bordering on arrogance. People, they either love them or hate them, kind of thing. It's like, they believe in themselves so strongly that it comes across as like it's just too much. It's something I think we really struggle with as Brits. I think the British people don't like people to be overly confident or over arrogant.
Just quickly, I want to interject. So the Americans are very good at it because they're
Mm-hmm.
told to that that's what they're taught. They have this really positive outlook, and a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people, there's the fake positive, especially in LA. It's like, oh, it's a fake positive.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've been around it enough to know I get the fake bit, but they genuinely have that belief. They hold an attitude, a mindset that anything is possible because they believe so.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why American Dream that they're sold for some comes true because some of them really make it. And it
Yeah.
is the place where you can probably do it. But it can make and break you. And in this country, you're absolutely damn right. We do not have that. We're like very pessimistic, a half cup empty, and we are expecting that to be so. The outcome's probably not going to be the best one. And we don't really support it or encourage it or celebrate it or advocate it in other people. We are
Yeah.
actually feel inferior and quite envious when people actually do achieve in this country,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion. And that's why for Brits, we look at you Americans, hi Americans, anyone listening? Hey there, howdy, how you doing? If you're in Texas, possibly Arizona, a little bit, they might say howdy, but definitely in Texas. How y'all doing? And us Brits, we kind of mock. I can only speak for I have done it myself, but I don't because I've learned about American culture. I've got dear friends who are American. I freaking love them and I love their culture and I love the land of America and a lot of what they've given us. And I think there's something to really aspire to their attitude, their mindset. Some of it is plain fucking batshit crazy and delusion. And there's many examples of that. And some of the Americans listening might laugh and giggle, go, yeah, you're fucking right. We know exactly what you're talking about. But for the most part, it's quite measured. They just really got a positive outlook on life. And that's a really fucking great thing to have. And I think the old Aussies have that more so than we do as Brits. We've got a lot of
Mm.
similarities between Brits and the Aussies. Hi, Australians. G'day.
I didn't
And
know you could speak so many languages, Dave.
I know I'm fucking multilingual, me, mate.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well traveled.
yeah.
I'm joking, but like so. But then I think Aussies are a little bit more. Yeah, they're kind of in with more partner on the side of it, like with Americans. They've got a really uplifting attitude. If you've been in Australia, which I know you have, their news channels, they're not like us Brits, where we just attached all the doom and gloom, and they have positive news.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about? They just have
Mm.
it's quite funny actually. They have quite sort of skits, a bit like Saturday Night Live, really. Anyway, that's just what I think. And where's the kudos in any of that? I don't know. Have we gone off track?
Well, I remember the conversation I was having there was with someone at work, but it was around the tennis, and that's how it started. It was because of Djokovic, and
I like Djokovic.
I like Djokovic, but he has this incredible self belief and this incredible ability to win, even when his back's right up against the wall. And that's why I was bringing in the Ronaldo and
Sorry,
Ibrahimovic.
yeah, totally took you off track.
Yeah.
Just quickly, before you carry on with that thread, I won't lose the thread with this one. I promise. We'll go
Okay.
back to it. Djokovic, one of his, I know this, right?
Okay.
Whenever he comes to Wimbledon, because I'm not near London anymore, but I used to go there all the time. There's a Thai tradition Buddhist temple in the back of where Wimbledon is. You go up the hill and around, and there's this really beautiful avenue. And there's this like really spacious sort of avenue, some big houses and that. And set behind that is this Buddhist temple. And whenever he's over, he goes there every morning. I've just blown his cover. So anyone that's living in Wimbledon and you're listening by any chance, and Wimbledon's playing and Djokovic is over, if you go down in the morning, you might be able to get a glimpse of him.
Hmm.
Honestly, I know he does that.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm permitted to say that, but it's just I know, I just know that he does that. And that is no coincidence. He's a meditator,
Yeah.
positive mental attitude, meditation, clarity of mind, meditation, positive mental attitude. Going back to Ronaldo, what's the other one?
Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
I don't know who that is. And then
He was a Swedish football player, and he was incredibly arrogant. Like there was an incredible sense of his own ability, and I think probably because he played for Sweden more than any other country, it was difficult for him to really fulfill that. He couldn't, like, Sweden are never going to win the World Cup because they just didn't have enough good players. But he was an incredible talent, and he did a lot of martial arts and stuff as a kid, so he was incredibly fit
again,
and
martial arts,
had
man.
this
PM.
ability.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It's all dialing into the same source. It's source. It's the source code.
yeah. But we had this idea that the same thing with Djokovic is that for a long time I feel as we didn't buy into him as a culture here. We didn't buy into him as like the serial winner. It was like he was up against Federer and who's the Spanish guy. But everyone they
Nadal.
yeah. So I don't think Djokovic had the same following as them straight away. And it's only now he's sort of towards the end of his career, and people can see like what a legend he was. In the same way that Ronaldo, I think once Ronaldo retires from football, everyone will be like, "Oh, he's an incredible footballer," but it was much more difficult to like when he played because he was so, uh,
Cocky.
yeah, and it's just something that we struggle with definitely in this country, in that ability to give ourselves kudos and to allow anyone else to give themselves kudos. And I
Yeah.
and I think it's really important that I know, for instance, if someone pays me a compliment, the first thing I'm going to do is try and knock it.
No, you got to
For,
say thank you. You got
yeah,
to own it.
but my initial reaction is, oh no, that's that, oh, that's just, oh, that shirt looks nice, oh, this old thing, or you look, if anyone pays me a compliment, it's always, I'm going to downplay it, I'm going to knock it back because I don't know quite how to accept it.
Okay, let me just quickly, right? I really, really admire your headphones. I really like them. They really suit you, Ben.
Thanks very much.
There you
That's
go.
that's really
See?
that's really lovely of you to say.
Okay, you're welcome. I mean
Yeah.
it. Honestly, I wouldn't have said it otherwise. I'm not trying to get anything from you. I just genuinely think your headphones look rather dashing on your head today. But you know what I mean? It's that. It's kind of, what do you want? Why are you saying that?
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
the angle? We're suspicious because we don't have that sense of self, a healthy sense. Like it's like that healthy sense of pride, self-respect, pride, kudos, praise, honor, whatever you want to call it. Now, Ronaldo, whatever his name is from Sweden, and all the others that have a strong sense of self, maybe too much so sometimes.
Hmm.
It's mostly what happens is it's maturity that will bring that enthusiasm to have a high sense of it of self down a little bit. To
Hmm.
get that humility. I think as you age, you get more humble, in theory. Now, there's some examples where they've fucking aged so much that it's like surely they shouldn't be this arrogant. But
Yeah, yeah.
there's a lot of examples. It's not so. So that's not necessarily accurate what I'm saying. Age doesn't necessarily mean you're going to become more humble with a strong sense of self. But I think humility part, it's I think having we need it's like everything. It's not like being on one end of the spectrum where it's so high that it's unhealthy,
Yeah.
or at the other end of the spectrum where it's so low and depleted, non-existent that it's unhealthy. It's somewhere in the middle where you've got a strong sense of self, a strong sense of fondness for yourself, and awareness of your ability and your qualities and your skill and your gift that you may have. You've got a strong sense of that without it being too intoxicating, where it is ostracizing and it creates divide because people find it hard to be around because it makes them feel inadequate in comparison.
Mm.
And I think us Brits are really good at feeling inadequate in comparison to people that have a higher level of sense of self and pride and patriotism or what whatever. I don't know what it could be. It could be anything. It's like we just like to be grumpy. We like to be negative. Why is that? Why do we find it so hard to own a sense of kudos for ourselves and who we are? We find it hard to celebrate who we are. I mean, there's a lot of Brits. Look what happens. And I'm just using, we seem to be landing on sport and football and stuff, but look what happens when it doesn't go our way.
Mm.
Look what fucking happens. Not everyone, but you get a bunch of fucking knuckleheads that want to torch the town, set the bins alight, and urinate on the opposing fans. And I'm not sure they did that, but you know what I mean. It's like they just want to destroy everything. Oh, we haven't won, and you're not allowed to fucking be glorious over and have victory over us. It's like we're gonna fucking fight you all. I'm gonna tear your limbs off, and then I'm gonna, you know, scalp
You
you and all
you
this
missed
sort of
that at
stuff.
the end of last because you didn't watch like last night. The Argentinian players were so upset. One of them absolutely went mental at the end and started trying to punch the Spanish players.
What did windmill punches?
Yeah, he was
What?
literally
What, the
swinging
player
for
on the
him. Yeah,
field?
yeah, yeah,
On the field,
yeah. Absolutely, just lost it. Let
they got
themselves down completely.
they got to get a grip. I
They
mean,
have
it's
got
a
good
it's
grip.
it's a fucking football. It's a
Mm,
piece of level with a bit of air in it that they're
mm.
kicking around the field, right? And they get paid a lot of money when they're not on that field because they don't get paid to play for club and country, right? Country, is that right?
I don't. Yeah, I presume they don't.
Maybe a backhander. They don't pay
They
taxes
get
or
those
something.
free hats, don't they? The
Yeah,
caps.
yeah, possibly. I don't know.
Yeah, they do. They get these really
And
strange caps.
and they don't have to pay for public toilets.
No,
But like,
they get free flights and food and
yeah,
accommodation. I presume
free public transport and
free. Yeah, they get a free
yeah,
pass on the underground stuff.
don't have to pay their water rates and shit.
Free TV license so they can watch their football.
Yeah, it's not worth it. Not if you're
No.
watching England play. But anyway, I sound so unpatriotic, but honestly, I'm a citizen of the world, not just England specific. Sorry, people, but I am a citizen of the world, no borders. I'm a fucking astronaut.
Mm.
All right, I'm David Bowie. I'm Ziggy.
um, I want to read you a quote because
Go on.
it fits what we're talking about. I think. So this is one of the Stoics, Marcus Aurelius.
Marcus Aurelius of Carilius.
Was he from Aurelius?
I don't know. Sounds like a Greek island to me.
Discipline is the art of not betraying yourself.
Say that again.
Discipline is the art of not betraying yourself.
Mm. Just let that land, people. Get it tattooed if you need to
Mm.
on your forehead.
Do you think that we lack discipline?
Self-control.
Mm.
Yeah. Not
And part
everyone.
of that, as we're talking about kudos, is that inability to accept who you are or the sense of self and to go, yeah, I am good enough.
I think that some of us are scared of our power.
Hmm.
And I don't mean like power as in, ruling the world and taking over nations and conquering, mighty wars and battles and, all that sort of power. And I'm not talking about nucleus power or atomic power or any other fucking power. I'm talking about our own inner strength. Like, I think I can only talk for myself.
Mm.
I was incredibly afraid of what I was possible of doing. And I knew I was really capable of causing a lot of harm and suffering for myself and other people. And I was quite scared of that. I didn't feel in control of it at times in my life. Could be honest, like I could really, that disruption part of me, whew, when I didn't know how to express that and turn that into really good, productive, positive energy. So I could, translate it into making some really good change in life for myself and other people in the world. And yes, I have got the ability to do that. Yes, that is my power. I was really scared of that shit, man. I'm working on a case. Well, I'm always working on cases like this, but I'm working on a case at the moment. Can't say too much. I always say to these young mavericks, man, and I say it to their families, they've got incredible potential. Look at what they're doing in destroying themselves and their lives. And, they just need to learn how to harness it, to recalibrate it, and re tune it, fine tune it to direct it, express it, transform it into good, not evil. And that's the journey. That's the hero's journey, as they call it. And if anyone's not sure, look it up. Ask a robot. Ask a friend. They might know what the hero's journey is. I can't be asked to go into it. But it's kind of that is what I've just said is the hero's journey. That's what we're here for, people, if you haven't already figured it out, right? Maybe you're already a part of your own version of the hero's journey and you're somewhere in that journey right now. And doesn't it feel wonderful to be in that journey? And you'll know what I'm talking about if you're in it. And if you're not, and you're like, what the fuck is this fucking schmuck talking about? Check it out. Explore it. I want you to be curious enough to go and explore what is the hero's journey. There's enough books on it, man. There's enough films on it. Now, there's a film about to come out. It's out called Odyssey with Matt Damon and Anne Hathaway. And you told me about it. I didn't even know it was out. I didn't even know it was fucking there. Christopher
Mm.
Nolan, the OG Christopher Nolan. Wow. And I can't wait to watch it. I watched the trailer last night. We're going to go and watch it this week, right?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
It's the hero's journey,
Yeah,
right? Now
yeah.
watch it, and it's based on and what Christopher Nolan's realised that every fucking film he's ever made, and every film that's ever been made, is pretty much that's the formula. And Marcus Aurelius of Carillius worked it out. He was around that time. He worked it out. Ithaca and all that stuff, the old Greek mythics, the gods, the fucking all of that stuff is based around that stuff. It's the hero's journey. And that's why we're on this fucking planet, people. Not to zone out and be on bloody the gram all day and fucking watch other people living their fucking hero's journey or their version of what they think that is. It's for us to fucking get off the screens and go and live our own version of it and become it. Stop bloody settling for less. If you're British, sort your shit out. If you're American, you're probably onto it. And we might struggle a little bit. But guess what? The hero doesn't have to do it all on his own. A hero isn't someone that has to do it all on his own. That's a hero sounds like the hero comes in and saves everyone in the world. Not so. What they're talking about with the hero's journey in context is you becoming the hero of your own journey, not the fucking victim. At what point are you going to get out of your fucking victim state and be the hero? Turn up for yourself, save yourself, pick yourself up, and begin your journey of adversity to overcome against the odds, because it does feel like that sometimes. And I know how that feels. And you become triumphant and you reclaim your power, your sovereignty, your shizzle, twizzle, mizzle, rizzle, dizzle. And you change it and you have a better life because of it. And you feel fucking that. And that kudos, I give anyone kudos who steps up to the challenge. Oh, but you don't understand. It's not that easy for me. Fuck off. Keep telling yourself that. Remain where you are. If you keep telling yourself that, all right? Change the narrative. Sort it
Move the
out.
obstacles.
Yeah. All right.
Deal with the monsters, the demons, the dragons, whatever they are. It's
Mm.
I think that's it
Mm.
takes that the idea of a narrative in your life, and I think from personal experience I talk about or have talked about on here that this idea that my sense of self was quite weak. I went to, like, for instance, I went, at university, I studied film. And part of me at that point in my life was, I wanted to work in film. I wanted to direct movies. And, I could have, at that point, I could have chosen any art form. I liked everything. That was, I could have been a painter, could have been a sculptor. I could have done,
I'm,
the
I'm
only
thinking
thing,
that I'm thinking of Bugsy Malone. I could have been anything I
I want
wanted
it.
to be.
But we
Do,
tell
do, do,
kids that,
do.
don't we? We tell kids, and I know I've done that. I've done that as a teacher. I've sat there and I said, you can do anything you want to. The only thing that's stopping you is you. And the thing that stopped me at that point was me. I stopped believing at that point that I was good enough, that I had anything worth saying that other people would want to listen to. So my own demons, my own the noise in my head was such that it was like, right, yeah, you're not good enough. You don't deserve to make a film, because what have you got that's worth saying? And I stopped. I stopped at that point, and I stopped. I went and worked in the film industry for a couple of years. Hated it. It was totally uncreative. Didn't like it at all. And then went back to be, retrained as a teacher, an art teacher, because I thought I could get creativity back in my life. And it wasn't that I needed more creativity in my life. It was that I needed to believe that I could do something. I could make a film if I wanted to. I could take photographs. I could paint a painting. I could make a sculpture if I wanted to. That's the difference. And I think in my head at that time, it was like, you needed to be successful. You needed to, if you made a film, it needed to win Oscars, and you needed everyone to tell you how amazing it was. And actually, what you do is you make something because you want to make it. You make something because you need to. Because if you don't create and you don't do stuff that gives you that sense of joy and that sense of fulfillment and that sense of purpose and progress, then it's not going to be real, and it doesn't matter how many people like it.
Mm.
And it's a really difficult. So that balance is really difficult to sort of get into your. I
Mm.
found it really difficult to find in my head. It doesn't matter whether one person likes it or 1 million people like it. That's not why I want to paint. That's not why I want to draw. That's not why I want to take photographs. It's because I like doing it, and that has taken me a long time, almost 50 years, to work out. In that, actually, I can create whenever I want to. I can make anything I want to, and I don't need someone else's appreciation. I don't need someone else to tell me it's good for me
Yeah.
to do it. And I guess so. That's my journey. That's my narrative of dealing with my demons and monsters that came along and sort of knocked me off. And
Hero's
and it,
journey.
yeah. and it's difficult to give myself kudos for that. You know, if along the line people did say nice things about, oh, you're really good at drawing, or that's really good, or you should do this more often, it's like, oh, don't be silly, it's just something I do. Or
What's coming up for me? Right. Well done. Beautiful. Really lovely listening to that. And thank you for sharing it. And I relate. And what's coming up for me because of what you're sharing is it just hit me like bang. Like, it's really easy for me to say what I'm saying. You just got to sort it out. You just got to do that. But people were
mm,
saying that to me when I was, I've got my own version of this whole hero's journey of, having to overcome my sense of who I think I am and remove all the different versions that I don't like about myself to get to the truth. And there's a lot there, and it's hard. And it's overwhelming, and it felt like such a huge task that I thought I can't even begin it. It's too much. I'm
yeah.
never going to be able to do it. I'm not, this is who I am, I can't change. And you're convinced this is your lot, and I've just got to get on, got to suck it up and just, this is who I am. I get it. But the only way you're ever going to be able to do that, and this has been my experience, this is what I do in working with other people, and this is how I see other people do it. And I've seen time and time again the miracle happen. You know, we have to work on the inside stuff. The outside stuff is just all the glitter and faff that comes with being human. It's just material shit. What we're talking about is an inner journey. The hero's journey is an inner journey that takes place outside when we're interacting in life. And that's why it's so hard because there's so many distractions. Like the hero's journey to me, like I think what we're about to watch in Odyssey, it's like this, it spans many years. It's not
Mm.
like a quick quest. It's not like, oh, I'll do the hero's journey in a month and I'll be good. It's like people going to rehab or
Hmm.
people going on a retreat or and fair play, go and do that. It might help. It's planting seeds and it's part of the whole journey. But the hero's journey ain't a fucking quick fix, man. It's not going to happen in 1 week. It's not going to happen in 10 weeks. The hero's journey is a quest. It spans over many years,
Mm.
in my opinion.
Mm.
And if anyone wants to challenge me and that says, well, that's not been my experience, I'm going to say, okay, fair play, but I'll see where you get to in a bit because I don't think it's sustainable to do a quick one. The wheels will come off at some point.
what what it makes me think of is, so we look at these like the Greek myths and these incredible stories of, you know, these heroes facing all these literal monsters and having these near death experiences, if you like, of
And the movies and that all everything you just said is they're metaphors.
yeah, you know, you're facing your fears, you're facing
Yeah.
this monster, and you know, in the movies the monster's real, and it's, you know, 100 meters tall and covered in green scales, and it's literally going to burn you to death with the fire it breathes from its mouth. And I think there is a point, like we can see, you can see in people's lives someone that's had a near death experience, uh, some sort of dreadful disease or some sort of dreadful accident, and they've survived. They can have that Damascus moment, and it can be a very quick turnaround. It can be a very, right, I'm now going to live my life like this because this dreadful thing has happened to me. But for a lot of us, we are slowly dealing with those monsters. We're slowly dealing this little drip feed of like, yeah, I'm gonna try this differently now. I'm gonna try this thing. I'm gonna try and change my life this way. It doesn't tend to be like this cataclysmic event. You know, we're not sailing across the seas trying to battle monsters and armies from different lands and stuff. We are just getting on with our lives every day and just trying to cope with the mini dramas that exist when we sort
Yeah.
of when we relate to other people, and we try to live up our lives as best we can. And yeah, I do think it's a much longer journey. It's a journey that that takes time for us to realize what the true meaning is, or the true sense of what it is that you want to be or you want to do. And I do think, I mean, we did discuss this yesterday, but it's like knowing the ending. It's like opening the book and at the end and reading the last page. What's going to happen at the end? We know what's going to happen at the end, but we don't live our lives knowing that we're going to die, or we do and we live them in fear. But if we lived our lives knowing that every day could be our last, then we would try possibly to do more with it.
So that's another thing, and we spoke about this about the whole football thing off
Yeah.
off record. Is another thing why us British and certain cultures like us Brits in this sort of Western Hemisphere, we are fucking idiots because, and I'm talking about myself in this sense. I had to undo that fucking idiocity, the conditioning, the mindset, the attitudes, the concepts, the fucking story, the narrative that we've got to just deny death.
Mm.
I don't want to think about that. It's like funerals are just like, whoa, fucking morbid, like, doom and gloom. And death is just like, don't want to think about it. Don't know. I don't want to talk about it. All of that shit. And you look at countries like Argentina, who fucking trounced us in the semi-final. The reason they've got this strong sense of belief and no fear is because of their ideologies around death. They've got faith. They see, they've got a strong sense of it. They've got a strong sense of something that's greater than everything. And you see them, they're looking up at the sky and, they're fucking, their higher power, whatever that is to them, whether that's a religious faith or they've got faith. And I was talking to you about it, wasn't we? We was discussing this.
Mm.
It's like the England team. I'd be interested to know how many of them have it.
Yeah.
Because if you ain't got that, you're in ego a lot
Yeah.
of the time, more than than other people that have that sort of outer sense of there's something outside of me that is going to help me and assist me in my life. And that is a very powerful thing to support you in your life. I have it. I'm not religious, but I have it. I've got a sense of what that is. And it's supported me through my life since I tapped into it and chose to accept my version of that. And yes, we can all have our own very own personal version of it. There is no one glove fits. But they don't fear death in the way that us numpties over here do. They celebrate. Look at the Day of the Dead.
Mhm.
They fucking celebrate it. They're freaking letting off fireworks and having a freaking carnival. And there's all colours and it's all freaking celebrating. They're dancing and laughing and celebrating life. But they're celebrating death. And that's fucking amazing. They're not on the run from it. Over
Yeah.
here, we see it as all black. Black. Doom. Ugh. Ugh. You know, it's just, it's wrong, in my opinion. I'm just saying that's my opinion. To other people, it might feel really right to feel that sort of sense of heaviness and fear and deny it all, and and have to have sadness around it all and see it as, oh, but it's really, really, it's just awful, isn't it? No, it's not how I see it. Reality check. To deny death is to deny life, and you're not going to live your life properly if you're fucking on a run from death. So just accept that death is going to happen, celebrate it. When people pass away, celebrate their lives, man. Don't, yeah, of course, we've got to grieve, got to mourn. There's loss, there's sadness, all of that. I'm not stupid, of course. We have to honour all of that. but half cup full as well as half cup empty. Doesn't have to be all empty, and that's a big part of it. I think it's a huge part of it. Our
Yeah.
mindset, our attitudes are fucked.
If we're going to give ourselves kudos about anything, if we're going to give ourselves honor, we're going to honor our lives. So, if it gets to the end point, and and people are saying, "Have you lived your life well?" You know, have you done everything you wanted to? Have you enjoyed your life? Have you had an experience or experiences that you feel have been positive, or have you ended up in a situation where you know you've lost control and you've like I don't I've I've ended up in a situation where I feel helpless and weak. I think
Yeah,
is
disempowered.
yeah, it's that yeah, it's taking away someone's power, and ultimately we all have that power. It's whether it's how we want to use it. It's how we want to.
They're
With
fine.
great power comes responsibility, but we all
De
have great power.
Definitely. And I don't want to get into it again. I've just pulled up that book that I've got saved on my photos, took screenshots. There's that international best-selling book called The Top Five Regrets of the Dying
Mm,
by Bronnie Ware. And we've already covered this on another episode.
mm,
I don't know which one, but as a refresher, just a quick one, just as a real quick recap, because it's relevant. The book's broken down into parts, and there's sort of like roughly four parts to the book. Is that right? Yeah, four parts, right? And it's like regrets.
okay.
Regret one, right? Part one, regret two, regret three, regret four. And it's broken down into different topics. Top of the list, regret one. I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life that others expected of me. Regret two. I wish I hadn't worked so hard. Underneath it, purpose and intention, simplicity, right? Regret three. I wish I'd had the courage to express my feelings. No guilt. It goes on. And regret four. I wish I'd stayed in touch with my friends, true friends. And then at the bottom it says, allow yourself, which,
Mm,
you know, allow yourself to live your life, allow yourself to be happy and free, to be in your truth, to be authentic, to be yourself. Allow yourself to be yourself. Allow yourself to be yourself. Don't live a lie. Be true to yourself.
that's nice.
That's a
Is
good
there
one,
only
isn't it?
four?
That was a
There are only
good one,
four
wasn't it? I,
regrets. Are
I
they the
wasn't
four?
reading that. I was just riffing.
Oh no, no, I know that bit, but there were before
Oh,
that. Were there only four?
I think so. Yeah.
The four main
Oh no, there's a
regrets.
fifth one. There's a fifth one.
Okay. Sorry, you started riffing and then you lost it.
Yeah. We have to pull that. We're gonna have to grab that quote. So I think that was a little poem. It's a bit of poetry there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Getting all Agatha Christie.
The Odyssey of Dave.
I wish I'd let myself be happier.
Mm.
Allow yourself to be happy, basically. Ready? Happiness is now. It's not somewhere else. You got to find it. It's right there, right now. You just got to access it. A matter of perspective. Yeah. No regrets. Smile and know is the last thing. Smile and know. It's nice to have a knowing, smile and know.
I thought it was smile and no, as in no.
No.
Say
K-N-O.
no with a smile. Say
Smile.
no. Say no. Know when to say no, and to do it with grace.
That sounds like Nancy Reagan, White House,
Just say no, kids.
Zamo, and all the Grange Hill lot, the mob. Um, so yeah, kudos, man. Kudos brings a lot up, doesn't it?
It does.
It's uh, it's uh, it's one that I struggled. You started with this, I think. I really struggled to own it. to, if someone gave me a compliment, said, Dave, you're really good at that, or, I really like that thing that you're doing, or, you know, I'd be really suspicious of that. Couldn't quite allow it to happen. I certainly wouldn't say thank you. I don't think I ever could say that. I was just like, shut up. I'd deny it. Shut up. I'm stupid. What are you talking about? I would deny it.
Mm.
I just would not allow it to be so. Why is that? Why did I do that? Well, in retrospect, looking back, I mean, I've done a lot of work around my core beliefs because what we're talking about is core beliefs. It has to be core beliefs. You know, praise, honor, ownership of who we are, our sovereignty, if you want to use that word, our true nature of who we are, that sense of self-esteem and pride in a healthy measure of it, and and to feel content with who we are and to like who we are,
Hmm.
to have that healthy sense of self, you know, I had to learn. I had to learn about this stuff. I had to educate myself. I really didn't understand everything we're talking about. I just didn't have the language for it.
Yeah.
I didn't have the capacity. Everyone has the capacity for all of the good stuff. It's all there deep down. It's just buried under all the shit that's put on top of it. We have to excavate it, I've used that term before. We have to. We have to bury. It's buried deep within us. It's in there. And we've just got to get to it. We've got to get all the shit out of the way and do a bit of excavating
When
to
would you
find
say
it.
there was a turning point for you where, like, I'm just thinking about this sort of like your acts of life, and
Mm,
having having recently seen some photographs of of some of the hairstyling you did, like,
mm.
was that something where people were praising you
Yeah.
and you suddenly, not suddenly, but did that give you a sense of, yeah, I am good at this?
I was a celebrated hair artist.
Mm.
And I say that in my, I've revised my literature, my book that I wrote, and I've put a new foreword in it. Because again, this is kudos. I'm
Mm.
allowing people to give me kudos. And, as before I wanted to deny that, even with owning who I've become, you know, there's layers.
Mm.
And a big part of it was my art and my like any artist out there will know this one. We're happy in our safe space, which is, the writing of a book in your studio, in your bedroom, or wherever it is, or your office, or creating this amazing piece of film that you've created, or a song, or whatever it is. It could be some pottery or some sort of arts and crafts, or it could be you've built a car from scratch, a kit car, or a model airplane, or it could be anything, whatever. Take your pick. We've knitted a jumper,
Mm.
but you in our safe space, a happy place, we can feel quite content doing it, and we can allow room for mistakes and to not get it right all the time. But it's okay because we're not. It's fear of judgment. It's like I ain't got to worry about that shit because no one knows I'm doing it. I'm just doing it here in my little secret space. And it's our comfort place. But then forbid, sorry, God forbid, we come outside of that safety space and we put ourselves into public domain. And the problem is that we live in a culture, and it is fucking toxic, where we have unhealthy people critiquing in a really toxic way our treasured, precious, sacred pieces of work, self-expression. No one has the right to critique it. Are you doing it? Don't critique my fucking work. If you're not doing it, you have no right to critique my work. Who the
It's a
fuck?
really interesting job, isn't it? The fact that there are people out there whose title is critique or
Yeah.
critic.
They're fucking numpties that aren't doing anything in their own lives. The only thing they're good at is critiquing. Even that is shit. It's dog shit. It's just counterproductive.
Well,
And they just
it's opinion, isn't it?
yeah. So they should fuck off. Now I can critique certain things, but it's just my opinion, like it is theirs.
Mm,
But the bottom line is, if we're sensitive, we're going to get offended. But that's a choice. We don't have to choose. We can not get offended. We don't have to be offended. But it's likely if we're sensitive, we're going to take that on and feel very offended. So there's a fear of judgment. So in the safety of your home. Now, in my book, I've learned, kudos for me is I want to get someone to write a foreword. I have done. And I went to someone
hmm.
and said, "Can you write a foreword for me?" And they're praising my work. Kudos. So that's in there. Right. And with the hair art, in my bio, I've added, I was a celebrated hair artist because I was. My work's been published in many editorials, some massive fucking editorials. I've had work in ID magazine, like Vice, shit like that, before when it was used to be cool. Like, sorry, Vice. But, you know, I've worked with loads of fucking high-end things and done loads of really cool shit. And I was someone that would, people would come and want my work. They'd want me to go and do some work for them. So I was, in that respect, a celebrated hair artist. So I've owned it and I've put it in as a bio. So I'm aware, it's owning that and to speak it out loud and to celebrate it. Now that is an American thing. They will do that all day long. Us British, we want to bring it down. We want to undersell it. We feel a bit like, oh, no, I shouldn't really do that. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, it makes me feel horrible to do that. No, I get it because I'm not on the gram and all the socials. Because to me, to do that, to give myself kudos on social media just feels really icky and off. But I've got a problem with the tech side of it, not the, I'm getting more into the self kudos thing, not in a unhealthy way, just owning it.
So would you say
Thank you.
when you did the hair stuff,
Sorry, yeah, go on. I lost
would
my.
you say that was the time where you first started to believe that you were good at something? Or
Yes, yeah.
and even then, were you still like, maybe I think they're just, I don't know.
No,
Did you struggle to believe it at that point? I guess what I'm
no,
saying.
I stepped right into it. I was like, Bosh, it's just a torrent of, yeah, tsunami of creative energy and self-belief
Mm,
beyond control. I was just like, yes, 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 thank you. Yes, this is great. I feel great. This is great. It just fueled a fire, a burning desire to want to do it because it'd been laying dormant for so long. I was celebrating it
yeah, yeah.
and it felt good to celebrate it. And my self-esteem and my sense of self and my self-worth skyrocketed. And if I'm honest, part of me actually did get into a bit of grandiosity and that. And I wrote about it in my book, there was a correlation between me having a little bit of Instagram action at that point where I was monopolizing on it a little bit. And I recognized that, oh, this is getting a bit out of hand. My ego's starting to get inflated, getting a bit like, whoa, this is getting a bit ugly. Don't like this, didn't like the feel of it. So I got rid of it, kept my humility down. So yeah, it's that measure. It's not, don't deny it, but don't fucking be
Inflate
intoxicated
it.
by it. Don't
Mm.
inflate it. Don't be intoxicated by it. Own it. Accept it. Yes, own it. Oh, it's really good. I love what you do. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. It means a lot to me. I love it too. It means a lot to me as well, And just be really humble. Know it, own it, fucking wear it, walk it, speak it, shout about it, celebrate it, but be humble. Keep it real. Don't be a fucking show off. Um, what episode did we do? Boastful.
Yeah, I think we. I feels like we did grandiosity as well, but I don't know why I think
Yeah.
that. We just
Was
used
it
that word a lot.
was it boastful?
Definitely did boastful.
Yeah, check that one out. I feel there's some crossovers between boastful and kudos.
Yeah.
Anyway, does that answer it?
Does that answer it? What my question to you?
Hmm.
Yeah, I think so.
You know, since then, I've done it in other areas of my life, you know. But I had someone really great help me with that. And it was Donny Scott, the Scotsman, who I write about in my book. You know, the guy who was my sober sensei early on in my recovery from drug addiction and alcohol use, you know, in a really destructive way of how I was drinking. And when I started to restructure my life and translate my self destruction into self recovery and self discovery and self empowerment, um, Donny Scott was very, very, very significant in helping me in a very, you mentioned discipline earlier,
Mm,
and he helped me with that. He gave me a lot of structure and a lot of discipline because I had none of it. And he managed to put framework around, right, Dave, when you wake up, it's so important. The first few moments of you being awake is really important what you do, you know, make your bed, all of that stuff, you know, kind of in a very military sort of way. And he was a rehab worker, treatment center worker. So he knew the drill. You know, it was like, right, you know, it's so important that the minute you wake up is you've got to get into that mindset of self appreciation, self empowerment, and self discipline and self work to improve your sense of self worth and to improve your sense of self esteem, self
mm,
realization of who you are, who you want to become. And he made me write a list of things that I was to do every day. And on that list was when people pay you a compliment, say thank you, own it. And I started doing it. And it's that classic thing of, you know, it feels a bit uncomfortable to begin with. It don't matter, just do it anyway. Fake it till you make it. It's classic. And eventually, it feels perfectly natural to do it, and you start to actually realize it. You start to actually go, oh, actually, yeah, I actually feel I'm connecting to it.
yeah, yeah.
Whereas before, denying it is just keeping yourself separate from it. You're denying it. You're disconnecting. You're dissociating yourself from your ability to tap into what's lying there dormant, which is you're reconnecting to your sense of self, and you need to cultivate a sense of self-esteem, self-improvement, self-realization, all of that stuff. You just gotta. It's positive affirmations. You've got to reprogram your mind, your mindset. And it's through the reprogramming of your mindset that you're doing, because there is a sense of doing to this stuff. There's certain things you have to do in order to be. So we have to practice it. And we're fucking good at practicing a lot of other bullshit that doesn't serve us, unconsciously so. So we just got to become present in our lives. And for me, that meant being sober so I could be present and pay attention and find some discipline. Because if I'm not sober and if I'm not sober, I'm not present. If I'm not present, I don't have the same level of discipline that I need to practice this stuff on a daily basis. It ain't a quick fix. You ain't gonna just fucking do a batch of this shit and then you change your life forever. It's reprogramming. you've probably had a bunch of program in early life that has caused you to be in these old narratives and habits. You've got to put in a bit of work to reprogram. It ain't a quick one. So, do you think you're worth it, or can you not be asked? I thought I was worth it. I wanted to do it, so I fucking went for it. That's what I think. Kudos to me for doing it.
Yeah, big kudos.
Do you think do you need to add to that? Do you want to share your own version of that?
Only that I think I think I'm slightly behind you in that journey, but I it's something that over the past few years, I feel like I've got a much stronger sense of who I am and much more confidence in who I am. And what that has enabled me to be uh, is to be comfortable in my own skin and to be comfortable in my own company. And
Mm,
that's something massive for me in that I thought that I needed that affirmation. I thought I needed it from other people. I needed that confirmation that I was good enough from other people.
mm,
And actually the only person uh, that can really make me believe that is myself. So
yeah,
it's very much that understanding of how I give myself kudos, how I don't betray myself, how I stick to what is true, and uh, and in doing that, I feel like I am much closer to being me than I ever have done before. Um, but you're right; it's a journey, and it's taken years and years and years.
yeah,
And I know it's not over yet.
yeah.
That journey will go on. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I think it's
Beautiful.
it's a really it's a really important piece of work is to understand how you give yourself kudos, but also how you accept kudos from the world.
Yeah. And it's not a race.
No,
It's not a competition. You know,
no.
some people are here, some people are there, whatever. It's not a race, not competition. But we're all on this path. We're all on a journey of some sorts. What journey are you on? You
Mm,
know? So look, anyone that's listening, where do you sit on that? It's a lot to reflect on. Hopefully, this has really helped you feel inspired, or hopefully it's, this is what it's all about. I'm hoping you've connected to something we're saying, and where you at on that part of the journey. You can always get in touch and share your own thoughts, and if you don't feel compelled to do that, talk to other people about. If you feel inspired from what you're hearing, just have conversations with people, man. Start conversations and share bits and pieces that you have got, any takeaways. Pass it on, pass it on. All right, it's really important that we are um, connecting to other people about our journeys, wherever we're at on that. And because together we need that sense of community, it's really important. It doesn't have to, the hero's journey doesn't have to be a lonely one. It really doesn't. So let people in and share it with people. And you'll be surprised at how many people are like either at the same places where you are, or they might have been there, but they're a little bit here now, or they're not quite there yet. And you might be able to guide someone and pass some knowledge on to them to help them get up to speed with their own journey.
mm.
So share your experience. It's really powerful. Help yourselves, help other people. All right. All right, Mr. Rice. Ben, it's been a good one. I feel quite inspired myself, actually. Kudos to
Thanks.
me.
Kudos to you. Let's go and slay some monsters.
Yeah, kudos. No, I feel inspired by my own sense of my journey. I feel like I do. I feel really it's a huge sense of achievement that I
Yeah.
once really didn't want to have a life and didn't feel I had a life and didn't really want to be in my life. And now I've just got this amazing life. And it's like, wow, so kudos. And I see that in other people. And, it's great to see other people bear witness to other people doing the same journey, wherever they're at on that path. So it's a beautiful, it's a beautiful life, man. It really is. It's perspective.
Yeah.
Day of the Dead, or doom and gloom funeral. Where you at
Yeah.
with that? All right. And just like wherever you are in the world, you don't have to settle for that. Just because you might live in England, you don't have to settle for doom and gloom, man. Just because we're in England, you know. I don't. I'm living in the Day of the Dead most of the days I'm here. Do you know what I mean? Having a carnival. All right, man. Let's get the fuck out of here. So until the next one, see you soon.
See you soon, my friend. Have a good one.
Take it easy, man.